Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Lingard and Varane transfer decision time. Now Sky Sports said that West Ham are keen on Lingard, but West Ham are struggling to meet his asking price. We are demanding around £30 million. Now, last season, Lingard was out on loan with West Ham and he made a fantastic impact. The reason we did loan him out in January was because he got frozen out of our squad. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Now, at one point, it said that Lingard told Solskjaer in a meeting that he wants to stay at Man United. He demanded regular game time. And it says Man United offered Lingard a new 3-year contract worth £130,000 a week. We do need to offload him. Now, Varane has had positive discussions with Manchester United, but no decision has yet been made. But Varane has told Florentino Perez that he wants to leave Real Madrid. Varane wants to finish his holiday and then change clubs. Man United are the heavy favourites to sign Varane. Man United have agreed contract terms with Varane. Man United are expected to make an opening offer for Varane very soon. Mohamed Bouafsi recently said that Man United were in advanced talks with Real Madrid for Varane. Sky in Italy said the other day that Man United have held positive talks with Varane's representatives. Man United had been given permission to speak to Varane's camp. And Lee 10 Sports said the other day that Varane wants to leave Real Madrid to join Man United if we match his asking price. We're hoping to get Varane for £50 million. We've been handed a boost in our pursuit of Varane because Real Madrid's wages are forced to be slashed by £150 million. Varane and his family have allegedly been house hunting in Manchester, so reflecting on that, that's fueled speculation. He did recently say that Varane to Man United could be delayed. He says Varane is happy to wait another year for a switch to Man United. But Sky Sports said not so long ago that Man United had been given permission to approach Varane over the personal terms. And the other week, Varane had given his word to Man United that he wants to join. And he says Real Madrid wanted Donny van de Beek on loan as part of the Varane deal. A swap deal has been discussed to obviously try and lower Real Madrid's asking price. Man United want a third significant signing after Varane. Now, Varane and Kieran Trippier's deals are all but done. Says they're going to be announced by next week. we went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Woodward was also prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. Real Madrid offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. He's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years. He's won a lot of trophies with them, so reflecting on that, he's got a good pedigree as a player, and he's made 360 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid got Varane from Lens back in 2011. But so far in this summer transfer window, Man United have made 2 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free transfer from Aston Villa, and we brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund. Earlier on this week, Sancho completed his medical. I think Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window. And obviously he identified the areas where he wants to strengthen up. But it's about time Solskjaer got the backing he deserves, because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. He's now spent over £300 million. Before the summer transfer window opened, it said Solskjaer had been given a £150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players, and our board said they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract. We're gonna generate money in this summer transfer window because we are going to offload players. There is still deadwood at the club. Axel Tuanzebe, he's going out on loan. Man United have agreed to let Tuanzebe go out on loan. It's the right decision though, because obviously Tuanzebe will get more experience and he'll get a lot more opportunities. He seldom plays for Man United. Brandon Williams, I think we're loaning him out. He said not so long ago that Southampton were close to getting Brandon Williams on loan, but now Southampton could pull out. Williams seldom plays for us, is our 3rd choice left back. Tellez has been subjected to transfer speculation. Now Sky in Italy did say that Roma were in advanced talks to sign Alex Tellez as a replacement for the injured Leonardo Spinazzola. Tellez has only enjoyed 1 season at Man United. He's only made 9 appearances in the Premier League. He's found game time very hard. When we got Tellez last year, I expected him to be our 1st choice left back immediately, but didn't happen. We got Tellez in a deal worth £15.4 million from Porto. He's under contract with Man United until 2024. Phil Jones, I'm expecting us to offload him in this summer transfer window. You know, Jones has always been inconsistent, doesn't get in our 11, and he was out with injury for a while last season. Jones is the only outfield player that's still here from the Ferguson era. He's endured 10 years at the club. Diego Dalot, I think he's leaving. He was out on loan with AC Milan. Andres Pereira, I think he's going to be leaving. He was out on loan with Lazio last season. David De Gea, we could offload him. I'm sceptical about it though. I think he will remain at Man United for next season. De Gea said that he's determined to fight for his future. and he's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number one for next season. I think De Gea is set to hold talks with Solskjaer over his future because obviously the Euros are now over. ESPN said that De Gea is unsure on Solskjaer's final decision. De Gea though could be loaned out next season by Man United to make room in the goalkeeping department because De Gea's future is in doubt following the arrival of Alex Telles. De Gea is on 375 grand a week, so he's on a substantial amount. You know, if we was to sell De Gea in this summer transfer window, we'd get from between 40 to 50 million pounds. De Gea's endured 10 years at Man United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long servant. He's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the mistakes he's made. Paul Pogba, Man United could offload him in this summer transfer window, but I hope we don't offload him. I want him to remain at Man United for next season. You know, will Paul Pogba sign a new contract at Man United? Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic said that Paul Pogba is not expected to sign a new contract at Man United before the new season gets underway next month. Pogba's current contract expires next year. Solskjaer did say he's hopeful Pogba will stay and sign a new contract. Sky Sports said not so long ago that Man United were in ongoing talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract, and it said we wanted to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth 104 million, and it said we fear losing Pogba on a free transfer. Pogba produced his best performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. At one point last season though, he was out with a thigh injury for a while. He's had a long running transfer saga though. You know, he's been linked to Real Madrid, he's been linked with his former club Juventus, he's been linked with Barcelona and Inter Milan before, and PSG have been relentlessly linked with him. PSG want to partner Pogba alongside Wijnaldum in their midfield. Foot Mercato did recently say that Pogba wants to join PSG this summer. And it says Man United could demand 4 players as part of the deal. We've set a 50 million asking price for Paul Pogba. You know, PSG have stepped up their chase. Julian Lawns said that PSG are considering a move, and Fabrizio Romano said that PSG are interested in signing Pogba, and PSG have held talks with Pogba's representatives. Mini Oriola held talks with PSG's president. It said earlier on this week that Paul Pogba will decide on his future, you know, whether he's staying at Man United or going to PSG. If we are to let Paul Pogba go, we need a good adequate replacement for him. Donny van der Beek, I'm expecting him to leave in this summer transfer window. You know, Donny van der Beek has only endured 1 full season at the club. He's made like 36 appearances for us in all competitions, but most of them appearances have come from the bench. I recall him starting 4 games in the league last season. Before the Euros, He said that Van der Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future, and he did get ruled out of the Euros through injury, so reflecting on that, Donny van der Beek would have been disappointed. You know, we got Donny van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year, and he's under contract on Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. I think we want around 25 million if we are to let Van der Beek go. There's a lot of players though that will stay at Man United, like I've mentioned, and there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Like I've said in regards to Solskjaer, I don't think he's the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect, but I think Solskjaer does deserve at least next season. He does need more time. You know, there is United fans that are Ollie in, there's also United fans that are Ollie out. I've criticised Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United, but obviously I've had my reasons behind it. But despite that, I still think Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, because in certain aspects he has brought consistency back. Next season is going to be massive for Solskjaer. You know, next season will be his 3rd full season. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy if he is to remain Manchester United manager. You know, he's not yet won a trophy, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. He's got to show tactical flexibility in a lot of games as well next season, because in a lot of the games he's managed so far at Man United, he has been tactically naive. And it's very imperative that we start off next season strongly, because if we start off next season badly, Solskjaer will be under pressure. But I am surprised he's still Man United manager, because we've endured very bad periods under him where he's been close to being sacked. And obviously we lost the Europa League final last season to Villarreal. But with Solskjaer being a club legend, that's what's basically saved his job. He has been in charge of Man United now for 31 months, which is over 2 years. You know, we appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. And Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. And he knew he had a lot to do when he came in. But there is a lot of positives regarding Solskjaer. I think Solskjaer develops the youth well. He's more or less giving everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players. I think Solskjaer has made good signings as Man United manager. You know, must have brought a good 14, 15 players in now. In the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Nagalo in on loan. Nagalo left in January this year. In the summer of 2020, which was last summer, he brought Edison Cavani in, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Facundo Palestre. He got loaned out in January. And we brought Amad Diallo Traore in. Last summer we got 4 of those players on deadline day, and in this summer transfer window so far he's brought Tom Eaton in and Jadon Sancho. You know, Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of the deadwood, which he knew he had to do. when he came in. In Solskjaer's first full season, you know, he got us to 3 semi-finals, he got us a 3rd place finish. In his second full season, did well in a lot of aspects, got us to the Europa League final, got us to the FA Cup quarters, the EFL Cup semi-final. Got us 2nd place finish last season. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. So yeah, they are a lot of the positives. I've obviously got my concerns about Ole as well. But Solskjaer's ambition for next season is to win the Premier League. You know, because we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. But if we do decide to eventually sack Solskjaer, who's going to come in to replace him? You know, we need someone in with a proven pedigree and someone who will suit the strappings of the club. But you know, when we have been inconsistent, not all of the blame has stemmed from Solskjaer, has it? Obviously certain players in that have had to take responsibility. And like I said, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest problems at the club for a while. The Glazers have put us in so much debt. You know, the Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. And a lot of United fans have been demanding the Glazers out. Don't forget, towards the end of last season, there was a lot of United fans protesting against the Glazers. There was. Obviously, Solskjaer revealed that the Glazers apologised towards the end of last season because there was planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And he says the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. Don't forget, on the 4th of June, which was last month, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum. His first attendance in, 15, 16 years. And he promised Man United supporters that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available and the financial backing. Woodward, he's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. We know that Woodward is leaving Man United, which is good news from Man United perspective. You know, Woodward has been at Man United for 16 years. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.